Hi guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how to sign high ticket clients for your social media marketing agency. So guys, I get this question all the time. Harry, how do I sign a client of $2,000 a month? Because all I seem to be doing is attracting people that can only afford £400 a month, £300 a month. And this is a very good question, and the answer is probably going to surprise you guys. So firstly, what is a high ticket client? I class a high ticket client that's any client that has a marketing budget of $2,000 a month. Anyone higher than $2,000 a month, to me, is classed as a high ticket client, and they're someone we want to work with, because under that $2,000 a month budget needs to be your service fee, which for us is a minimum of $1,500 a month. We won't work with a client that for any less than that, and that's our starting kind of fee. And then I also need to have a healthy ad spend that we're going to then manage on their behalf. And obviously the reason why people want to sign high ticket clients so much is because they pay them more, they're better clients, and yeah, you only need 6 of them and you're at 10k a month rather than 20 lower ticket ones. So to give you a bit of background of our agency, guys, our lowest retainer is 1,500. So we have quite a few people on 1,500, all the way up to our highest retained client, $7,000 a month. So we have one particular client that pays us $7,000 a month. We have a few at 5 and a few at 3 and 4, and they all add up. You might be thinking, how the fuck do you get a client to pay you $7,000 a month as a retainer, not even on a profit share? And the reason for that is because we make them so much fucking money. Like this is a client that's making over $100,000 in profit per month, and that's all down to our service delivery, and we just charge a very measly $7,000 a month. It's an info product client, so we host a lot of the infrastructure behind that info product, which obviously costs us a lot of money. So it's not $7,000 in profit, but it's a fairly good profit margin. But essentially, how do you get those is what I'm going to go into in this video. However, before I go into it, what I want you to get your head around, guys, is $2,000 a month as an ad spend isn't a lot of money to a lot of businesses. However, it is to certain businesses. So you need to be making sure that you're going out to industries and businesses in certain locations that are set up to be more likely to have that kind of budget. For example, if you're going after businesses in India, if you're going after businesses in Bangladesh, they're not going to be able to afford $2,000 a month in ad spend. You need to be going after the UK businesses and US businesses. It's an absolute must. You also need to be going after businesses that sell higher ticket services. A business that sells a $10 product is a lot less likely to want to spend $2,000 a month on ad spend in comparison to someone who sells a $10,000 a month product, or a $5,000 a month product, or a $5,000 product or service. That because it's easier for them to break even. They just need 1 or 2 sales and they've got their marketing budget back, which just makes sense. So what you also need to get your head around, guys, is there are certain businesses on this planet that are spending millions and millions of dollars each month on marketing. For example, Gary Vee. A lot of people don't actually know that Gary Vee has a marketing agency. VaynerMedia. It's one of the biggest marketing agencies on planet Earth. Clients like Pepsi, and he's charging multiple 6 figures up to 7 figures per month for his marketing services, and he's just a marketing agency. He's been around a lot longer, and he's obviously way above most people on planet Earth because he's one of the leaders in the space, but he's charging that amount of money per month. So the sky's the limit of what you can charge, guys. You just need to have that value there and warrant that type of price tag. What you can charge all depends on your ability, your expertise, your brand, and your experience. That's all it is. And the best example I can give you guys, which is going to put all of this into perspective, is an academy member had a meeting with a particular client, a really nice client, guys. He had a full meeting and he pitched him his services. He pitched him $1,000. The client said no, he's not interested. It's too expensive. The academy member then got in touch with him again and said, we'll call him Tim. Tim, I know I couldn't do it for you. However, I'd love to refer you to Tom and Harry, my mentors, because they're a lot better at they're a lot more experienced in the game, and I think they could actually do a really good job for you. And this is someone who's turned down $1,000 a month agency because he said it was too expensive. And what he meant was he couldn't see the value in paying him $1,000 a month. We then got on a client meeting with this particular client. We spoke to him over 3 calls, and we've almost closed him. We've not closed him yet. But I'm fairly sure he's about to close at $5,000 a month. So this is a client that said he couldn't afford $1,000 a month plus ad spend, who's now willing to pay $5,000 a month, or Tom and I. To him, he would have said, that's not a high ticket client, Harry. How do I find clients that can afford me? He was a high ticket client. He just wasn't a high ticket client to you because he didn't see the value in you. We made him a high ticket client because we showed our expertise. We have a brand. He understands why he'd have to pay us $5 grand a month because we're fucking good. And he just couldn't see the value in this Academy member because granted, this client was just too high ticket for him, and he was just, you know, he was just saying it was too expensive because he didn't value what he was doing. And that's with almost the exact same presentation. It's just the brand that we have warrants a higher ticket price, and that's just what you're going to learn. And this is where most people go wrong, is when they start their social media marketing agency, they want to go straight in for their first client, $2 grand a month. That's what I'm going to charge, but they can't warrant $2 grand a month. You know, Tom's first client, he did for $400 and he worked his way up. I was a bit different because I had experience in Facebook ads, which I could leverage going into my first client, which allowed me to charge $1,500 for my first client. So I'm a bit of an enigma, but when coming from someone who's never run a Facebook ad before and you don't have any testimonials to leverage, then yeah, you're not going to be able to go straight into that, and you're going to have to build yourself up, which is what a lot of people don't understand, is you can't just go straight in and sign a 9-figure e-commerce brand like Tom and I can do now, and we've worked with many of them. It takes time. It takes time to showcase your ability, your case studies, your experience, and it's going to be tough to sign a higher ticket client. No client's going to pay you $7 grand a month without looking at your testimonials or your website or your brand. It just doesn't work like that. So you do have to work your way up, but don't let that put you off, guys. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Build up those, you know, $500 a month clients. Build them up. Slowly increase your fee by 20% every couple of months for every client that you get. And slowly but surely, you're going to be in the realm of $2 grand a month, $3 grand a month, $4 grand a month. And it genuinely does happen. And then all you need to do is sign 2 clients, and that adds 10 grand a month to your agency, because you can now charge that amount of money to the clients you were already having meetings with. It's purely down to the expertise and the experience you can portray in a meeting. Obviously, it also comes down to the location of the client, the industry of the client. They have to be able to afford it, but a lot more people can afford that high ticket service than you think, and a lot more people that you've pitched to that have probably said no to you could have afforded a higher service, but they just didn't see the value in working with you. So hopefully that put things into perspective, guys. And yeah, to just get your head down and fucking work for that fee. It's not like you need to, there's not a hidden pocket of people on LinkedIn that you can go after, or a button you can click and you suddenly start having meetings with multi-millionaires. Doesn't work like that. You need to warrant that higher price tag. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Please subscribe, and yeah, we'll see you tomorrow at 9 AM for tomorrow's video.